Where legends rise and fall, few names carry the weight and reputation of Brock Lesnar. Known for his unstoppable power and raw aggression, Lesnar has dominated the WWE ring like few before him. But to date, the wrestling world is left in shock, reeling from a court verdict that has left fans, analysts, and fellow wrestlers scrambling to make sense of it all. What does this mean for Brock Lesnar's career? How is WWE responding to such seismic news?
Brock Lesnar, a wrestler fans are no more likely to see in WWE than Vince McMahon. Janelle Grant's lawsuit against Vince McMahon, John Laurinaitis, and the WWE has already sunk Vince McMahon. The case has barely begun, and yet many fans and industry observers believe McMahon was forced to resign from the company just from the severity of the allegations. Now, we've reviewed the details of Miss Grant's lawsuit, including the allegations, so we won't get into them here. However, it's worth mentioning that Lesnar isn't being sued. However, an individual believed to be Lesnar but not confirmed is mentioned as allegedly making remarks that put that person in a bad light. In a classic case of damage control, Lesnar seemingly being pulled from WWE events. Lesnar didn't appear at the Royal Rumble to set up a much anticipated program against Gunther at WrestleMania. Furthermore, Lesnar's presence on promotional material for WWE 2K24 was scrubbed, and his presence in the game was cut substantially back. At the same time, Lesnar is still listed on the WWE roster, unlike Vince McMahon, who fans have to search for on the WWE's website.
And, perhaps most importantly, how will this affect the Beast incarnate and the legacy he's crafted over decades? Brace yourself, because this story dives deep into the heart of controversy, fame, and the intense highs and lows that have defined Brock Lesnar. As rumors swirl around every corner of the internet, fans are pouring in with reactions, many feeling blindsided by this sudden revelation. It's more than just wrestling news, it's an event shaking the entire sports entertainment industry to its core. With WWE itself rumored to be devising strategies to handle the fallout and protect its brand, everyone is asking the same question: what's next for Brock Lesnar, and how will WWE move forward? Lesnar, typically a man of few words, recently made a statement following the court's decision, showing a rare glimpse of vulnerability. "I've made my choices," Lesnar said, his voice barely concealing the weight of the moment. "It's never easy to see your world change in a blink, but I'll face it head on. Just like I've always done." These words have only fueled the emotional impact of this saga, reminding fans of the fierce and often unpredictable nature of this wrestling icon. Now, let's step inside the ring of controversy, drama, and unparalleled legacy to uncover the full story of Brock Lesnar's sentencing, his legendary career, WWE's counter strategies, and
because apparently in 2019, in Vince's building that he lives in, the penthouse apartment of, this woman was in that building, living there, and struggling to get a job, and Vince became aware of that. Now, keep in mind that this woman had no corporate work experience prior to meeting Vince, and therefore, really, Vince had no business offering her a job of any sort whatsoever. Now, Vince did have meetings with this woman, several of them, prior to them ever working together, where she claimed he did a number of inappropriate things for someone having, a business meeting, such as turning up in his underwear. There's a red flag. He was also touching her legs, asking for hugs, and he warned her to keep their closeness a secret because these meetings weren't being held in a fucking office where...
The lingering impact on his public persona. This is not just about one man's downfall. It's about the legacy of a legend and the ripple effect across the world of professional wrestling. Brock Lesnar's journey through the legal arena has been tumultuous, with issues that have shadowed him even through the prime of his career. The recent court case didn't come out of nowhere. It was the culmination of past conflicts that have left Lesnar entangled in a legal web he could not escape. Lesnar's involvement in high-stakes matches often pushed him beyond the bounds of traditional wrestling. Throughout his career, Lesnar has faced various allegations, and while most were dispelled, the current sentencing comes as the climax of years of scrutiny. Some close to Lesnar, including fellow wrestlers, believe that he was always somewhat haunted by his own aggressive persona. The Beast incarnate persona isn't just a WWE gimmick, but a lifestyle he embodied. And in a recent interview, he revealed, "I've built my world on power, on domination. Sometimes I've gone too far." With these words, Lesnar seemed to accept some responsibility. Now, with this sentencing, the scales of justice seem to have finally tipped, forcing Lesnar to confront the reality that even a man of his strength can't always fight the consequences. Legal analysts argue that Lesnar's sentence is harsh but inevitable considering his history. As the wrestling world rallies in response, fans and critics alike wonder if the court's decision will set a precedent that will shape how wrestlers handle their personas.
Playing a modified game of Where's Waldo. Despite Lesnar's seeming shadow ban, rumors persist that WWE is reconsidering its decision to ban Lesnar. Like anything in wrestling, it's difficult to tell which rumors have any basis in fact and which are just fabricated. Nevertheless, some of wrestling's more reputable news sources claim there has been a discussion of bringing Lesnar back. Just when is anyone's guess, but let's look at why it not might be a bad idea and why it's probably the worst idea since Vince McMahon returned to WWE in 2022. First, let's look at why allegations. There's no denying that Lesnar's situation is different than Vince McMahon's. Brock's defenders can argue that Lesnar's current hiatus is a case of guilt by association. Furthermore, they can argue Lesnar isn't even mentioned by name in the allegations. At the same time, it's difficult to deny who the former UFC champion mentioned in the lawsuit is. As we'll see next, the WWE and its legal team have a big reason for wanting to keep Lesnar off WWE TV, as the WWE is being sued. And Janelle Grant is not only suing Vince McMahon and Laurinaitis, she's suing the WWE. The WWE is being sued because Grant alleges some WWE officials with power knew about McMahon and Laurinaitis' alleged misconduct, yet they
And lives outside the squared circle. Brock Lesnar's career is a masterpiece of wrestling history. From his jaw-dropping WWE debut to his iconic feuds with some of the biggest names in the industry, Lesnar built a legacy that few could dream of matching. Lesnar, who began his career in the WWE in the early 2000s, quickly rose to stardom with his unparalleled athleticism and charisma. It was more than just his brute strength. Lesnar brought a unique intensity to the ring that elevated every match he was a part of. Each time he stepped into the ring, fans knew they were witnessing something special. As Lesnar racked up victories, he became synonymous with wrestling supremacy. His battles with The Undertaker, John Cena, and Roman Reigns have become WWE classics, showcasing the true grit that set Lesnar apart. Lesnar's legendary SummerSlam 2012 victory, where he triumphed over Triple H, remains one of the most watched and talked about events in WWE history. Yet, despite all the accolades, his career has been punctuated by as many controversies as triumphs. Reflecting on his career, Lesnar shared, "I've had my battles in the ring, some of the toughest of my life. But it's the battles outside that leave the deepest scars." With this sentence now marking a significant chapter in his life, it raises questions about what he'll do next. Lesnar's influence extends far beyond WWE, impacting not only fans but the entire wrestling culture. His matches inspired a generation of wrestlers who saw in him the pinnacle of what a performer could achieve in the ring. His rivalry with the UFC's Cain Velasquez, culminating in a crossover that wowed audiences worldwide, broke new ground and set new standards in sports entertainment. Lesnar
did nothing to stop it. A corporation can be sued if a person proves a corporate culture exists that fails to protect employees from misconduct like harassment or other hazardous work conditions. While the WWE can't change what happened in the past, it has to protect itself from future allegations that it knew about individuals engaging in bad behavior and either turned a blind eye or refused to deal with it. Hypothetically speaking, the WWE could put itself in legal jeopardy if it brings Lesnar back without warning to determine if Lesnar was involved in any misconduct. In Lesnar's case, the WWE hasn't officially suspended him, but it's obvious that they're concerned about what could come out in the lawsuit if it pertains to Lesnar. Hypothetically, if a court determines that Lesnar engaged in misconduct before Endeavor merged with WWE, TKO will have to dismiss Lesnar. Otherwise, it will be much easier for people to prove the WWE ignores complaints about misconduct should similar lawsuits arise and someone claims the WWE kept predatory individuals around.
Lesnar, despite his controversies, remains a pillar of the WWE Universe, a legend whose shadow looms large. With Lesnar's sentence now public, WWE's top brass is reportedly scrambling to handle the backlash. The WWE brand, which has always stood by its superstars, faces a tough choice: to support Lesnar or distance itself to protect the company's image. We executives have been tight-lipped about the situation, but sources say there's a clear divide within the organization regarding the best approach. Some feel that distancing WWE from Lesnar is the safest route, while others believe Lesnar's contributions to WWE cannot be dismissed in the face of this setback. An anonymous WWE official remarked, "Brock Lesnar is WWE. He's the heartbeat of what we've built, and turning our back on him would be a disservice to his legacy." These words echo a sentiment that is likely felt by many in the organization, struggling to balance the values of the brand with loyalty to a superstar who has given so much to WWE. WWE is also expected to launch a series of PR campaigns to manage the fallout, focusing on its commitment to values and professionalism. WWE's damage control strategies may include revisiting Lesnar's old matches, celebrating his contributions to the brand, or pivoting focus to its other talents. Rumors are already swirling that WWE might pull Lesnar's merchandise from online stores, though nothing has been confirmed. For now, the WWE Universe waits, holding its breath to see how this will unfold. This legal drama not only affects Lesnar, but
today we are talking about the shocking allegations directed at WWE owner Vince McMahon and WWE legend Brock Lesnar. And ironically, they've just announced a $5 billion deal with Netflix. The next Netflix crime documentary could be this. It'll be perfect. Or is it even a crime? We're going to talk about the details today, because I think perception is important with this sort of stuff, because Vince McMahon for decades played a horrible, evil boss who would manipulate his employees and force women into compromising positions and throw his weight around. They say wrestling's fake. I'm not really sure how fake it is anymore. But that was a character, and we do have to try and remove that from our minds and just look at the facts for what they are. But there's two sides to every story, and we already know that, this is the allegations towards him, which are going to be as bad as possible, and then Vince's defense will try and make him look as good as possible. So our job today is to look at the allegations and think where the truth might lie.
Now, also sends a ripple effect through WWE's marketing and fan engagement. Fans have flooded WWE's social media channels, some supporting Lesnar and others calling for his removal from the Hall of Fame. As WWE balances fan expectations, it also must preserve the integrity of its brand, a tightrope act that could make or break its reputation. For Brock Lesnar, the question of public perception is a complex one. Fans have always viewed him as a formidable force, a man whose life and career are defined by his raw power. But this sentencing has shifted perspectives, casting a shadow over his previously unbreakable image. Lesnar's fans are vocal and loyal, with many arguing that his contributions to WWE and UFC transcend any personal mistakes he may have made. Yet others argue that a superstar of Lesnar's caliber must also shoulder a higher standard of conduct, a responsibility he may have failed to uphold. In a recent interview, Lesnar addressed the fans, saying, "I've been given a gift, the ability to connect with you all, to show my strength and heart. But no one is perfect, and now I have to live with the consequences." His message resonated deeply with his audience, reminding everyone that beneath the intimidating persona lies a human being with vulnerabilities like anyone else. The backlash has been intense, but so has the support. Fans have launched online petitions demanding that WWE stand by Lesnar, and hashtags such as #StandWithLESNAR have trended across social media. Lesnar's legacy, though marred by this legal setback, remains a testament to his enduring popularity and the respect he's earned from fans and peers alike. And yet, the future is uncertain. Wrestling analysts predict that Lesnar's public image will be defined by how he handles the aftermath of this sentencing. Some suggest a potential redemption arc, with Lesnar possibly using this experience as a lesson.
Again, we are speaking hypothetically. It's just a bad look. As mentioned, the court of public opinion holds considerable power over businesses, The WWE found this out when Slim Jim backed out of its sponsorship deal with the company for the Royal Rumble until Vince McMahon's conveniently timed resignation from the company. If the WWE decided for whatever reason to give Brock the benefit of the doubt, you can be sure that the universe would make their displeasure known anytime Lesnar showed up on live television. Even worse, the WWE could face Slim Jim and or other sponsorships deciding to withdraw their deals from WWE. Until Lesnar is cleared, it's just not in the WWE's best interest to put him on TV. The WWE has enough star power right now.
Emerging even stronger and more determined. Others believe this could mark the end of his WWE journey, a sad but fitting conclusion to a career as volatile and extraordinary as the man himself. As the wrestling world continues to react, the story of Brock Lesnar's sentencing will undoubtedly be one for the ages. It's a tale of strength, vulnerability, and the high cost of fame, with the impact reverberating through WWE and the broader world of sports entertainment. Lesnar's journey from ring warrior to convicted legend is a reminder that no one is invincible, no matter how strong they may appear. The story of Brock Lesnar is one of extremes, a man who has pushed himself to the outer limits of physical endurance and fame, all while facing internal struggles that few ever see. In this narrative of resilience and duality, Brock Lesnar's public life as a ferocious, untouchable competitor contrasts sharply with a more private side that reveals his humanity. Behind the raw strength and aggression that have made him a WWE icon lies a complex personality, one that has fought battles far beyond the wrestling ring. Lesnar's journey highlights a profound duality, a public life marked by colossal victories and controversies, paired with a private life shaped by his quest for balance, peace, and introspection. Throughout his career, Lesnar has often been portrayed as the unstoppable beast incarnate. He thrives in the intensity of the ring, where his overwhelming power and relentless drive to win have defined his legacy. Yet, his reality off the stage reveals a man deeply aware of his limits, a man who, in moments of vulnerability, has admitted to battling anxiety and the constant pressure that comes with his status. While fans see the towering persona he embodies in the ring, few know of the toll that such a high-stakes life has taken on him mentally and emotionally. Lesnar's retreat from the spotlight, especially his choice to live a secluded life in rural Saskatchewan, speaks volumes about the balancing act he faces. For him, this rustic lifestyle offers an escape from the intense world of fame.
Very bad for Brock, and now Vince McMahon has to be running scared with this latest news. Brock Lesnar right now is probably wishing he had never met Vince McMahon, because it was Vince McMahon who tried to traffic a female WWE employee to Brock Lesnar, including this female employee as part of Brock's contract if he re-signed. And basically, Vince would allow Brock to do whatever he wanted with this woman. And of course, we now know that Vince and Brock are not only facing this lawsuit, they are also facing federal charges for trafficking. Now, Brock Lesnar's defense might be, I never wanted to do this. This wasn't my idea. I just went along with it because Vince was my boss and I was pressured into it.
And wrestling, giving him a space to reconnect with himself and his family. Lesnar once commented on his choice of lifestyle, saying, "I'm a simple guy, but wrestling made my life complicated. Out here, I can breathe again. The tranquility of rural life serves as a sanctuary from the relentless pace of his career, allowing him to be more than just Brock Lesnar, the WWE superstar." This duality complicates his legacy, reminding fans and critics that Lesnar is a man living between two worlds. His public success as a WWE and UFC champion is undeniable, but it is a success that has come with personal sacrifices and struggles that most of his fans never see. The pressure to maintain his intimidating image on screen has, at times, collided with his need for peace and solitude off-screen. This duality makes Lesnar's story all the more intriguing, as it reveals the human side of a man typically cast as an indomitable force. Lesnar's story also serves as a reminder that even the strongest figures face their own battles. struggles with anxiety, his retreat to family, and his need for a quieter life away from fame speak to a yearning for balance that so many can relate to. He has learned the hard way that fame, power, and success in the public eye often come at a high cost, and he has chosen to counterbalance that cost by grounding himself in the simpler, quieter existence. This contrast between his public and private life adds depth to his persona, making him a figure who transcends the usual expectations of a WWE legend. In the end, Brock Lesnar's legacy is a complicated one, marked by both triumph and turmoil. His duality, the beast in the ring and the reflective man offstage, reminds us that even the most powerful individuals are multidimensional. His resilience in both the public and private arena stands as a testament to his strength, but also to his humanity. As fans and the wrestling world continue to react to his sentencing, it becomes clear that the real Brock Lesnar is far more complex than the fierce competitor we see in the ring. His story is about more than just titles and matches. It is about the resilience to live authentically, even when caught between the bright lights of fame and the quieter truths of a life beyond the spectacle.
Everyone could see, right? It was very private in, I think, a condo that he had. And this woman would have known full well Vince McMahon is a married man and has been for fucking 50 years or something. So this was all prior to her taking any sort of job from Vince McMahon. Now, I don't know about you, but when I go for job interviews, usually the geezer opposite us, they're not wearing their boxer shorts. And if that did happen to me, probably not for me, this bit weird here, isn't it? So the red flags were there that this wasn't that kind of employment from get-go, before anything was agreed. Now, Janelle said she's struggling for money, and Vince proposed an agreement where she would have employment in exchange for sex. Now,